Hey, I guess we can start. This is episode 200 of the Wicked Explorers.
Mr. Bear's grabbing my butt.
I am Arty84, and this is Suzi J.
Hello.
And this is little Nola, who knows we're on TV all the time, so she sits here and wants to be a ham. Right, Nola?
Acts like she's a good girl.
And then we have Tommy. Tommy, be a good boy. And little Tommy's wandering around, being very curious. Ooh, we have 10 viewers.
Ooh.
So if you guys don't know who we are, this is our Facebook page, but we also have the YouTube page, Wicked Explorers, where we go and travel around the world.
Yeah.
Technically the world, because we went to Canada.
Yeah.
So we're internationally known. But if you go into YouTube, or you just hit the link that's below the description right there, it's the Wicked Explorers on YouTube, and then you get us. So we haven't done a live episode before. It's our first one. So we figure we might as well do the 200th episode live.
Yeah.
So a lot has happened in 2019. So let's just go over 2000. Out of all the places we went in 2019, what was your favorite place, do you think? And we could start. This goes all the way back to, say, New Year's Eve. So we did a lot of things in 2019. I think the first trip we did, I think it was the Super Bowl, was probably the first one we went to, right?
Yeah, I'd probably have to say that was my favorite, too, just because it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We went to the Super Bowl, and then going back, these are basically, we're going to run down basically what we did in 2019. You can see all these videos on the Wicked Explorers page. And the Super Bowl was like episode 140. So we're in 200 right now. So you are actually seeing this episode. It's a little out of order because we're delayed on posting. So you'll be seeing episodes prior to this that say the baby's not here yet. And there'll be episodes after this that say the baby's not here yet. But the baby is here.
The baby is here.
He's very much so here. So he is, he turned a month?
A month old
yesterday?
On Saturday.
On Saturday. So he is 1 month old. And we've been getting a lot of sleep, which is really good.
Not.
He
gets a lot of
sleep.
sleep.
He gets tons of sleep, yeah. So if you're watching this now and then you watch episode 201, which I think it's Henry coming home, he wasn't born yet, so it's a little out of way. But that's fine.
Sorry for the confusion.
You get the idea. But yeah, so 2019 we went to a lot of places, and we decided we're going to do a live episode this time for the 200th episode to see how it flows, because maybe we'll do more of these as it goes on.
Yeah.
You know? But
so let us know what you think.
Yes, leave a comment below. Subscribe. So our goal is to get 1,000 subscribers for 2019. So far in 2019, we already got 25 more than we had. So we're at 47 right now.
2020, you mean?
20. Oh, yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah,
so
20.
2020, we want 1,000 subscribers. So we've gotten 25. We have 45 altogether. So we need about 955 more subscribers.
Yeah.
Right?
We need a lot of subscribers.
Yes. So, but we have 2,500 fans on our Facebook page. So if just everyone subscribed, we would hit our number.
Yep.
So if you're watching this, just click that link, go to the YouTube, and then subscribe. You don't have to watch the videos. We just need subscriptions. That's all we really need.
But if you want to watch the
But
videos,
if you want to watch them, yes.
you'll see our adventures.
So we do an adventure. We post a new video every week. It may be 2 times a week as we get closer into the summertime, depending on what we have for video. We've been kind of slow. I've been doing some like old school videos of old trips we've done and put them in slideshows just because we needed to fill some space because we weren't really doing much for the since beginning of November. So I had to fill some weeks. So if you see like this is from 2013 where it's like pictures of like one of my baseball trips or something like that. That's why we were doing it. But now we're finally caught up. So, and we have several adventures planned for this year. We just booked our Florida adventure. We go to Florida every March, and it'll be Henry's first time in Florida, of course. And he'll get to see his great-grandmother. And we have some surprises planned for that trip as well that we're not quite talking about yet, but we will. I think the little guy wants to be on. He's like squealing over there.
He's fighting his sleep.
He is.
The dogs barked and woke him up.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So he's kind of fighting, going back to sleep.
But he'll be up all night, keeping us adventure. So last March we went to Busch Gardens.
Oh yeah.
We went to Universal, and we obviously went to see the Red Sox spring training, which we've been doing every single year. I've been doing it every single year since 2003. I think I missed 1 year in between.
That was when you came to visit me in New Orleans.
Yes, I blew off my trip to see you. So I didn't go to Florida that year. So thank you. There you go. That was 2016.
Is that when you knew you were going to marry me?
And I blew off.
You were going to love me for the rest of your life?
Absolutely. When I blew off 14 consecutive years of spring training games to go see, hang out with you for a week. It's true. That's what we did. So that was the only time I missed Red Sox spring training in March. But me and you have been going every year to Florida in March. And this year is no different. We just booked our flights today. We actually booked our flights today because we canceled our flight to the Super Bowl.
We pre-booked.
Yes. So every year we pre-book. Basically what we do is Southwest allows you to book a flight. And if you decide to not want to use your flight, they don't give you your money back, but they give you equal value back. So you can
rebook a flight with Southwest for the same amount of money that you already paid.
So it's like having a credit with them.
Yeah, it's a credit.
Yeah. So we do that. So we did that last year. We were able to use the credit. We were able to use the flight because we went to go see the Patriots play. And we book a hotel, which we can cancel 2 days before, just in case for some reason the Saints play the Patriots. Or in this case, now we're just basically just the Saints get to the Super Bowl is basically what we're banked on because we've already seen the Patriots.
Yeah, because now we've both seen the Patriots. You've seen them twice in a Super Bowl. I've seen them. I would love to see the Saints, but
you have to do the plan ahead of time because if you go the day you find out your team goes to the Super Bowl, and you try to get tickets is something you can wait on. But if you try to get the flight and you try to get the hotel,
astronomical amounts.
If you can find a flight or
a
hotel, because we took a flight to Atlanta last year. We booked it in August. We took the flight in February 1st, January 31st, whatever the day was.
Yeah.
Same people. We booked $89 each way in August for the same flight. The same people sitting next to us paid over $500 each way.
Yep.
So that'll give you some perspective of how much it is. And you could even fly to even if you try cities within 300 miles away, the price is still going to high because people still do that. So I suggest if you really want to go to the Super Bowl, pre-book ahead of time. And in August or September, get your hotel room and your flights all set up. Worry about the tickets later because tickets will always be available. You'll have to pay money. That's the most expensive thing is the tickets. But if you can get the flights and the hotel out of the way, you're fine. Because then your biggest expense is the ticket, which everyone understands that's going to be the expense anyways.
Right.
But at least you don't have the anxiety of where I'm going to stay, how am I going to get down there, yada, yada, yada. So if you have a plan to go to the Super Bowl, we suggest that you basically do that.
Way in advance.
Yes.
Because if you book close to the game, it's common economics. High demand.
That's right.
Higher price.
And the airlines know that, and hotel companies know that, and they get this. Hotel companies already jack up the prices prior to that, but the know that flight is going to go way up, and they add extra flights and they charge extra money for it too. So do that.
He's hungry.
He's hungry. Poor little guy. Probably should have fed him before the show. But then he goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
I think he hears our voice and he's like, "Oh, mommy and daddy are here. I'm going to try to get some food out of him." And then we stop talking and he's like, "Oh, they must have left." So there he goes again. Oh. But so we also went to that ride in the Starflyer last year. Remember?
Oh, the big swing.
Yes, that was the big giant swing ride in Orlando.
That was wild.
It went 420 feet up in the air and swung you around.
You're wearing the shirt.
I'm actually wearing the shirt. Yes, I am in the 400 club. That's for the Ferris wheel though, which we also went on. But same thing, 420 feet for the Skyflyer, and then it was We did all that. We went down. We seen Suffolk Downs go bye-bye. We went to one of the last races there in Revere, or Boston, is technically the horse track that is no longer there. They're gonna be knocking it down soon.
Yeah.
So we've seen a couple horse races. We also went to Happy Place in Boston, which was that cool, crazy place where you went and they had all those cool.
Oh yeah, it was the pop-up.
Yeah. You take pictures of doing a bunch of crazy stuff, and
it was like different art.
Yeah, I jumped into a pile of balls, and there was
Tommy.
The dogs.
Tommy's giving the baby kisses.
The dogs are very, very careful of the little guy. They're protect
very
him.
Protective, and they worry when he cries.
They do.
They go to check on him.
We also went to many minor league baseball. We only went to one Red Sox game this year together, didn't we? We just went to the one in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
the one in Philly.
And but we went to a bunch of minor league parks. I think we got 11 done this year. So that's a lot. 11 minor league parks. We got
I
probably
only have one more in
New England.
New England.
You just got to get Pawtucket done, and we've done all the New England minor league ballparks, which is about 10 of them, and we got pretty much a good chunk of New York done, and we have several planned for this summer because they're quick, they're easy, they're cheap, they're very baby and kid friendly, and it just very makes sense for people with kids to go to these games because you're not paying the high price of Major League Baseball. You're seeing future baseball players.
Yeah.
And you get to, enjoy a day at the ballpark.
And they're fun, quick little road trips.
And they do great things with kids there. They have a lot of activities for the kids. So if they get bored, there's 100 things to do there.
I like the activities they have better than what they offer at Major League.
Yeah, Major League
games.
ballparks are kind of blah. We have one Major League ballpark scheduled for this year. And it's just because I got to keep up on – I've seen every single ballpark. I just got to keep up to par. So the Texas Rangers opened a new ballpark this year. And we are going down to see the Sox play. And it's going to be probably Little Henry's first Major League Baseball game because there's a minor league game. Well, that's the week after, isn't it? Yeah, so it'll be his first baseball game, I think. Not counting spring training. Oh, he's like, I really want to be on TV. Oh, you want to go see if he's all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little fussy right now. We didn't time this episode we should have done it a little early while you're sleeping, but I think he still would have woke up because you would have heard our voice. So that was 2019 first half. We also, we went to Canopy Lake Park. We went to Hershey Park. We went up, did a couple road trips down the up around New England. So one of our most popular videos has been, is the West Palm Beach Zoo we went to, actually. We've been getting a lot of hits on that. And the zoo is actually really nice. The only thing I would do different about the zoo was we went in July. It was 4th of July weekend. And it was
so hot.
So hot out. Yes.
Oh, it was ridiculously hot.
There's the little guy. Oh, the little guy wants to talk. What do you want to say, buddy? He's like,
I want to go to the zoo.
He's like, I demand money.
Make him a bottle.
Okay. So this is the little guy introducing Mr. Henry. He is almost 5 weeks old at this point. Mr. Bear is going to take over. I'm just going to attack by Mr. Bear. This is his teddy bear that we got. So I know we're all over the place because we're really – I do a podcast with my co-host Adam on the Arty 84 show. You can find it on the Packy. So if you go to YouTube and you just type in the Packy or you type in the Arty 84 show, Arty with a Y, you get to see the show that I do weekly here. So this is actually the time spot we actually do the show, but we had to cancel it today. And we figured, hey, it's the perfect time to do our 200th episode of The Wicked Explorers, which would be cool. So we want to talk about, we were just kind of going over all the stuff. So we did minor league parks. And we got a viewer. Hello, Robin's watching. Well, my aunt's watching as well. We got a few watches here. And this episode is also going to be on Facebook. I'm sorry, it's going to be on YouTube. So it's not going to be released yet, but you will be able to watch this entire recording for episode 200, which will come out in 3 weeks. So if you're not catching it live or you're catching it on Facebook, you can catch it on YouTube if you're a subscriber in 3 weeks. So just a little note, and we want to keep it calm. If you like these live shows, we want to do more. We just will obviously be a little more organized and have some content. Right now, we're kind of just going in the wind here.
Kind of just chatting, and we'll make.
Learn how to.
I'm multitasking.
She is.
I need several more arms.
Well, maybe we'll get you one of those lavalier mics.
Yes.
There you go. There
I need one of those.
You could walk around the entire place.
Yeah.
So what you're also seeing right now is our apartment.
Hot mess.
Look who's watching. Alex Wallace is tuning in. Alex Wallace, just so you know, is our most famous or most beloved and loyal listeners of the Arty 84 show.
Is it Alex Wallace or is it Maddie?
Or is it Maddie? Yes, we don't know.
Still curious.
Maddie, you can find us on some of our adventures. He's also on our page occasionally. But Alex Wallace, maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out someday. But yes, this is our apartment. if you watched the last episode on YouTube, we talked about us getting a house. And we showed us packing our apartment, which was about 7 weeks ago. We were supposed to be in our house twice already at this point, and now we're the waiting game. So we are at least here for another few weeks.
Yeah, we were originally supposed to close in November.
Yep.
And then tomorrow.
Yep.
And tomorrow's not happening.
Nope, not tomorrow.
So we're still living. It's almost like living out of a suitcase.
Yes, it's like being on a long vacation. This is what I would imagine people who like work somewhere and they live out of a hotel room for like weeks at a time.
That's kind of what I used to do.
Yeah.
When I came up here,
I guess
would be up here like 2 to 3 weeks, but it's tough doing this with a newborn.
Yes.
Because we had everything packed up, not knowing that we were going to be here, and the first priority being in the house was to unpack all of his stuff.
Yeah, we got all these wonderful gifts at the shower that we didn't want to bring to our apartment. We kept at my mother's house because we were anticipating us being in the house before he was born. He came about a week and a half earlier than he was scheduled, which is fine. It was basically any time of that week he was going to be good. He came the early end of that spectrum, and then we luckily had set everything up in the apartment the weekend before. Like I got a mad rush. We got the changing table. We got the bassinet. We got some of the bare necessities from storage over here and set up. But now, so it's like basically living out of a suitcase with an infant. And he has all this wonderful stuff we want him to use, and we got to keep bringing it over. But we're just bringing more stuff here that we just got to move anyways. Yeah,
I feel like week by week we keep bringing at least 2 to 3 items
so it's just,
over here.
It's stuff we're going to move anyways, but it's like we're taking it out of boxes to put it back in boxes. And if there's a corner of our apartment which is just a pyramid of totes and stuff that we've gotten, everything that we can basically get down. We're literally living on the bare necessities we can live right now. We're not really doing big shoppings because we know we don't want to move stuff like that. We've been kind of slimming down our food, and we're kind of just living day by day. And it's not the most economical way to live, but it's like otherwise we're going to be throwing stuff away, and we don't want to be moving, tons of food when we don't have to, which is a pain in the ass. And then, I don't know, it's just so much stuff going on. And then we get the dogs too, and the dogs, they take up space, and they want their house, they want their own yard, and so 6-7 weeks, and we're kind of just getting by right now. But we will have a nice studio in the house when it's all said and done.
Yes. And
we'll be doing these episodes and episodes of the other show as well. Alex Wallace says, "I'm not Maddie." And of course, we'll be doing our adventures along the way. But we have a Facebook group page attached to our Facebook fan page, which is a forum for people to tell us what we should do, like places to go. Like we don't know, like say we'll be going to, I don't know, like Florida. We have to do like research to find stuff we haven't done yet in Florida, and we have a few ideas of things we're going to do next time we're down there. But like, we're going to be driving through Tennessee in a few months from Nashville to Johnson City. Is there anything cool along the way that we should check out that maybe we haven't checked out before? Like those are the things like we want to know. And we watch a lot of other YouTube videos, and they give us some ideas of stuff and everything like that too. So, but that is a place for the fans to go. But like we said, we need 1,000 subscribers so that basically it's the way that YouTube works. Once we get 1,000 subscribers, it brings us into a next level of YouTube where the videos are a little more available to people. Like when you search them, you'll find us. Like it puts us into another tier, but you have to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark first, which is like where we need to be. So if everyone just subscribes, then we're good. Hey, Brian from SoCal is watching. Southern Cal. We'll be in Southern California next fall for the Patriots game. Probably if we go to LA for those games.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to be either at the It looks like we all unanimously agreed. The majority of us picked LA as a top list for
I didn't
Patriots
even
game.
pick.
So if the finish, I wanted Seattle because I thought it would be cool if we could go a little bit long and then fly up to Alaska for a day. But everyone wants to go down to Southern California. I think I picked Seattle, and I think Joey Doubleback picked Kansas City as his number one choice. And then everyone else so far picked LA. So I think we're going to go LA.
Which will be fun.
Which is fine because I've only been to LA once before. I've seen the Dodgers and the Angels play for a weekend. And you have never been to LA, right?
No.
And I don't think...
I've never been to California.
And I don't think a lot of people actually in our group have actually been. I know they've been, some of them in California, but I don't think they've actually been to LA. So this might be a first time experience for everyone. So it's going to be cool.
It'll be fun.
So we're looking forward to that. And we are also going to Las Vegas next fall. We get that on once the schedule comes out for the NFL. That is where the Saints will be playing the Oakland, or now the, where they going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, I guess, right?
Raiders.
So
are they keeping the Raiders?
I think
part?
so. So it is. Oh yeah, Brian's a Raiders fan. Yes, the Raiders are playing up in New England this year. You should come up for a game up in the Gillettes. Maybe we'll have a different quarterback. Maybe Tom Brady will be your quarterback for the Raiders. Who knows?
You never know.
So that's a very good possibility. So anything is possible.
Here we are talking football, and yesterday I said I was done with it.
Yes, we like to use football games as an excuse to travel and find new places to go, and it gives us a place. It gives us a reason to, like, an excuse to why to go that particular weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because a lot of people go. Like, I guarantee, like that Las Vegas game, there's gonna be tons of New Orleans people there, right?
Oh yeah.
The LA games, there's gonna be tons of New England people out there because people don't get a chance to go out to the West Coast as much, or some random cities. Like we went to Washington this year for the game. That was cool. There was a lot of Pats fans down there in Washington. We got to see the nation's capital. It's better coming as tourists because if you watch the early episodes of The Wicked Explorers, we were still living in D.C. and we didn't really like living in we were living in the metro area. If we lived in the city,
were right outside of D.C.
If we lived in the city, it would probably be a lot better. And even maybe if we lived in Virginia instead of Maryland, nothing against Maryland or anything, but it was just
the area.
It wasn't it wasn't the type of area that we would like what we're used to doing. It's like stuff that we used to do, and like
it didn't have the like places.
Yeah.
Like
they didn't have places we typically go.
Yes.
Which would have been more common if we were like in certain areas of downtown DC, or if we were living in certain areas of Virginia. Yeah. So for us, it was out of place. For us, it took a long time to get everywhere we needed to go. That was basically the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah, because where we wanted to go and hang out was in DC or was in Virginia.
Yeah. And then I even worked in Virginia, so I wasn't even working in Maryland. So it was a task to get places, and traffic stinks, and the transportation isn't the best there. So us going back as tourists was actually really, really cool because we got to do the stuff that we only did occasionally when we were down there because we were working all the time. And then after you're done working, you don't want to go back all night, and it was tough. So
yeah, that
was cool. And then a lot of the guys had never been to a lot of the stuff over there too. So that was cool as well. So it was overall it was a cool little trip. I think did I lose everything here? Versus broadcast interrupted. Are we still on? I think we're still live. Yeah, we're still live. The internet's sometimes a little squirrely here at the apartment. That's another thing too. The internet's not the greatest here as well. So, but so that's 2019. So I think you covered everything. We went to Chicago as well.
Yeah, we went to Chicago in October
for the Saints Bears game.
Yeah.
And you hadn't been to Chicago since you were little.
Yeah, like high school.
And I hadn't really done any touristy things in Chicago, really ever.
That was fun. I actually want to go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
And explore some more.
One of the cities.
And not be 8 months pregnant.
That's true. So we walked. So she was pregnant from the last 10 months back because he's a month old. So
yeah.
Starting in late March, early April.
Yes.
And we did a lot of walking. She walked through Chicago, 8 miles in Chicago. We did 9 miles in D.C. Philadelphia, we walked about 8 miles.
We walked a lot.
We did the Bannerman Castle, which was awesome. It's just a abandoned castle in the middle of the Hudson River.
That was a very cool trip.
Really cool, outside Newburgh, New York. You suggest if you're into like abandoned structures and stuff. It was fairly inexpensive. There's a boat that takes you from Newburgh right over to the island. It's like an hour and a half tour around. It was a little warm that day, but we did do it in August, so it was peak of the hut season, so it's probably a little bit cooler in the fall or the spring, but really, really cool to it. But it was all elevations. We were hiking essentially, and you were just kind of trotting around.
Yeah.
So we did a lot, and now this year, hopefully, you shouldn't be pregnant, but you never.
No, I don't think I'll be pregnant this year.
Maybe we get 2020 off from being pregnant, but you never know.
We did Tennessee and did Dollywood. We
walked
Dollywood the whole day.
We checked out the new section of Dollywood, which is really cool. I think they need trees there, though. That's the only problem. It was it was too wide open.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the rest of the park, which the rest of the park is like walking through like an enchanted like forest and towns in the woods, kind of, you know what I mean? Like in the hills and the mountains. And this part was really nice, but it was so wide open. There was nothing to shelter you. And the day we went was Labor Day, the Labor Day weekend. It was really, really hot. So it was tough to find a place to kind of capture some like shade. So I think they got to put some trees in, I think, to make it kind of a little more to fit the rest of the park. It almost seems like they just plowed it over and then they built the rides and stuff, which is cool. But like at the same time, there's like no, it doesn't really fit the rest of the element of the park at that point.
No. And it's also called Wildwood Grove.
Yeah.
And part of the logo for that section of the park is like
giant trees,
wilderness,
right? Wilderness,
giant trees.
There's like butterflies and stuff like that. So
they'll probably have some trees.
No, in Dollywood, they're always doing updating. So I'm assuming we're not going to Dollywood this year. We're gonna wait till he's a little old. We're gonna go 2021. So in 2021 we'll go. We'll figure it out.
We'll see if there's trees.
There we go. In 2020 we are going to Gatlinburg instead.
Yeah.
We're gonna explore. We went there in 2018. We kind of do every other because Dollywood's cool, but it's like you don't really have to go every year. But maybe when we get older and he really wants to ride rides, maybe it's different. But for us, it's like
when you're a kid.
Yeah, we'll go on a few.
I would go every single month as a kid.
Yeah.
And it never got old.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe when he's a little older and he gets into it, but we really didn't explore much of Gatlinburg last time we were there. We did the ski lift that went up to the top of the mountain, but they were building the bridge at the time, so we didn't get a chance to go on the bridge. The bridge opened last year, so we're going to do the bridge this year. There's also a coaster, like a mountain coaster, on the side of the mountain that we're going to check out when we're there. Some really cool restaurants that we really just kind of went up there, and it was also a really hot day we were there too. Remember that? It was like
hot.
So we were like dumping into like restaurants for shade and stuff the whole entire time. And then we couldn't get an Uber back. That was another adventure. There was one Uber in the entire town of Gatlinburg that could take us back where we had to go. Excuse me. But so that is another thing. And I'm trying to think if we have anything else planned. So that's the fall. We got the fall pretty much laid out. The summer, we're going to be hitting a bunch of baseball parks, minor league parks up, I think. I know for the 4th, we are planning on, I think, New York City we talked about.
Yeah.
And they're in New York, the Yankees and the Mets both have minor league teams within the city. So you got the Staten Island Yankees and you have the Brooklyn Cyclones, which the minor league teams for both the Yankees and the Mets. So we're planning on going to a couple of those games while we're there. We're also planning on checking out that new giant mall that is built in New Jersey. It was called Xanadu.
Over near MetLife?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the real new name of it. It was called Xanadu. It is now called, the American Dream.
Oh, yeah.
So to give you an idea about this, they started building this in like 2004-ish when they started. Well, 2008. It was basically when they were building the new MetLife Stadium. They were building it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The mall was supposed to be open by the time they had the Super Bowl there, which was like, 2013, 2014, they had the Super Bowl there?
Yeah.
It wasn't. So the problem was they built this giant mall. It was going to be the biggest mall in the country, bigger than the Mall of America. And what happened was we had an economic crisis, which we all know, and all these retail stores started downsizing, and all of a sudden Amazon blew up, and online sales blew up, so there was not a need to have a giant mall anymore. It basically it was obsolete before it was even open. So all these and half the ankle stores there went out of business. Like there was supposed to be a Circuit City in there that went out of business, and then it was like certain stores like that, like they didn't even get a chance to put their store in there because they already went bankrupt. So this thing just literally stayed in a state of nothing. For now, it's mostly an amusement park.
And what does it have in it again?
So it has Nickelodeon Universe, I believe, which is like basically like the amusement park that's in Mall of America.
Okay.
It has an indoor ski slope.
That's right.
That's there. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's a whole performance theater and everything. So they took a lot of the stores out. So there's still stores in there. So it's still a mall, but it's more, instead of like being 80% mall, 20% amusements, now it's like 60, 70% amusements and 30% mall to kind of make it like a indoor place. I don't know realistically how it can stand. It just literally opened a few weeks ago, to be honest. It looked like it opened in, so some of it opened in October 25th and the rest of it opened December 5th. So
wow.
about a month ago. So it's both 13, 14 years delayed. We're looking at some pictures right here of Nickelodeon Universe. It kind of looks like the one in the Mall of America we went to.
Yeah, it reminds me exactly of Mall of America.
The rides are kind of the same. There's an ice skating rink in there. There's these are some kind of pictures as they're going. So it's basically, it's going to be an entertainment set. So we're going to check that out on our way to New York because why not? It's there and it looks cool. And
it does look cool.
We'll go on a couple of rides. Probably a little too soon for Mr. Henry, but SpongeBob will be there, which is cool. And I really want to see what that indoor ski slope looks like. You can see it from the side of the highway when you drive by. It kind of sticks out. And I think you can do like tubing and stuff like that too. But well, it's in a good location. It's near New York, but at the same time, you know, the store's not going to stay. You know what I mean? It's tough to keep retail.
Right. I feel like you've kind of got two different sectors you're reaching for. Either someone who wants to go for the amusement park and not shopping.
Yeah.
Or someone who wants to shop, but I don't know that you would choose that place to go shop. And
like the also same token is why would you want to go to an amusement park that's indoors in the summertime where you only have a small window to do amusements in the Northeast during the summer and you'd rather be outside?
Yeah.
So like Six Flags Great America is literally an hour from this mall in New Jersey, which is a giant Six Flags. So like I would rather go there than go in an indoor mall. Like this would be good to go like now in December when it's crappy outside and you want to go and ride some rides. And like a school vacation, you need to do something with the kids, go to a mall. And you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I don't know how long it's going to last. So that's why we want to go check it out because this may be a one and done and maybe gone in a few years.
Yeah,
it doesn't
very
seem
short-lived.
It seems like it was kind of thrown together and it wasn't really well thought out. Well, it was well thought out, but then society changed.
When it first started production, it was probably a great idea.
Yeah, in theory, in the post 9/11, early 2000s, this was a great idea and concept, and then Amazon came around and literally shut this whole entire project down.
Yeah,
literally. So, I mean, and we aren't any better. We buy 80% of our items off Amazon, so we are literally not helping the situation.
Amazon's kind of a lifesaver.
There's nowhere you can be able to get something the next day that fast and what you want. I mean, even 5 years ago, you'd still have to search tons of websites to find out what you're looking for. And now everything seems to be put into one central location where you can get it and you can get it next day. And you can get it that day at some stuff. You can get that day. And a lot of people like myself, all we do when I go to stores these days, I just look at the item. And then I buy it while I'm there on Amazon.
Pull it up on Amazon.
Typically cheaper, and it'll come in a day. So, but yeah. So and as you know on this channel, I do a bunch of dead mall things where I walk around dead malls and check stuff out. So if you're a fan of dead malls, I do probably one every other month or so. We got a few queued up, ready to go. One is the Square One Mall in Saugus, and then there is the Westgate Mall in Brockton, rather. So stay tuned for those. But yes, we just want you guys to subscribe. So click the link on the bottom of this video or on the side, depending on how you're watching, the YouTube link, and click on it and just subscribe. If you have a Gmail account, which a billion people do, that's all you need to do is to subscribe. Just because you're going to be logged in on your email anyways, and just go to the page and hit subscribe, and you could hit subscribe and not even know and not even have to worry about ever going back. So it just gets us into the next tier, if you will. So, that is that. You can reach us on our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook page. So that's another location to get us. So that's cool. I don't know. What do you think? Anything else you'd like to add?
No. I'm just looking forward to our adventures this year, and we have our little sidekick now. Yeah,
this year is definitely going to be a learning curve, which I'm really looking forward to the challenge that this is going to bring, because it's a lot different traveling, obviously, now for kids. So we already planned it ahead. We did a very good job. We've been very well planned since the babies were here. We've never been behind the ball. I think we've been ahead of it. Some points way ahead of it, and some points slightly ahead, if not on par at the time. But we never really been struggling to catch up with what we had to do.
Yeah.
So we had the room planned out. We anticipated what was going to be like with the baby. We're planning stuff as we go. This thing's popping up. There you go. So we with the planning, we planned like, so we're gonna fly, for example, Southwest, because you get 2 free checked bags each. So we're gonna have a giant bag that's gonna contain a lot of his stuff, like stuff for the car seat, stuff for him, just his like portable stuff for him to sleep, all the stuff he's gonna need that he can't just get at a hotel room, that we have to bring and supply until he's a little bit bigger. So that's like a bag. So we don't have to pay $20 to $50 to check that bag. It's free. Right. Her and I can live off a carry-on suitcase, you know? And then just in case we have to bring more, we have that other check bag option where we could, you know, consolidate, because he's going to have, even though his clothes are small, but, you know, and as he gets older, there's going to be more stuff for him to bring, like toys and stuff of that nature. And so this first trip to Florida is really going to be a learning curve to see how we're going to do this for the rest of the trips. Because once we get this down, I think we're pretty good. We have a pretty much idea in our head. I mean, the carriage comes apart. We check the carriage in the car seat at the gate. They take that, they put it under the plane for us. It's up on the gate when we land, so we don't have to ever worry about that. And then the pot that goes in the carriage is also his car seat. And then we just bring the block that goes into the car that we attach to when we get where we're going. So we have that taken care of.
And that folds up.
That folds
so it'll
up.
Fit in
exactly
the large suitcase.
And then we got, for him to sleep, the carriage is a bassinet, I think. And then we explored some portable bassinet options as well.
Yeah, I was looking at the foldable.
So we have some options. So it's a little bit more work involved, but we typically travel fairly light anyways, so this is just going to be kind of like just a little more stuff we got to bring, but
which I've learned to do. I
yes.
used to travel very heavy.
That is true. She used to bring 2 giant bags when she came to visit me when she was living in New Orleans, and she would be here for like a week, and 2 giant bags, like 2 checked pieces of luggage.
Big, like the 28,
yes.
29-inch.
And even when we first started going on vacation, you would take in giant check bags, just one bag for like a weekend trip.
Yeah.
We've learned now I can get most of our stuff for both of us into one carry-on. And we kind of do 2 carry-ons now, and that's basically because shoes obviously take up lots of space that we don't take in consideration. But so we're down to a science. And then we get up. I got my backpack, and she got her bag. So, and our baby bag can double as one of our bags because
it's huge.
It's huge. So
over the last
are they going to allow us to bring that on as a carry-on?
Yeah.
It is carry-on size?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's carry-on size.
Yeah. So over the last month, right, you've just been putting stuff in the baby bag.
Yeah. And I've discovered like that baby bag, it's great for traveling, but it's not a diaper bag that I need for everyday diaper bag needs. So I want to find a diaper bag that's more like a purse that I can carry as a purse. It's smaller, it's more compact. The diaper bag I have right now, I love it, but it's too large for like if we're just going out to eat dinner.
Yeah, but it's great for if we're going on vacation.
Yes. So,
and then we need a kind of a happy medium because we need a place to store stuff. Like that's too big to bring to an amusement park.
Yes.
Because we need to figure out a way to put stuff in a smaller bag because the carriage has a lot of storage.
Right.
So a smaller bag to hold the diapers and the formula and stuff like that we could store in the compartments of the carriage.
Yeah.
And kind of use that as a kind of a cart, like to store everything. So
I found one that I want.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be ordering it very soon.
So that's the challenge. It's about anticipating what we're going to need when we're away. I mean,
it's learning what we need.
Yeah.
Like this first trip, we're probably going to be way overpacked.
Yes.
But we're going to discover what we didn't use, what we didn't need, what we did need. And then for the next trip, we'll be able to eliminate and pack better.
And I think what happened too is that if anyone had children lately, they will learn what we learned is that we didn't need 85% of the stuff they told us we may need at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to a class and they kind of said, you're going to need this. You probably should bring this. You need this. Bring this. And so we bought all the stuff anticipating that because we didn't know what we were getting into. We never had a baby before. So we were like, this is very new to us. So like someone's telling us you need X, Y, and Z. It's like your first day of college. You need your book, a pencil, and a pen, and a piece of paper or something. You make sure you get it because you don't want to be sitting there with your finger in your butt and be like, oh, well, I didn't know I had that.
Yeah.
But so we did, and we didn't even use like a portion of it. Like we brought snacks. We ate some of the snacks.
But not even hardly any of the snacks.
No, because, I mean, the hospital was there, and then I was there most of the time, but then I ran out to do some errands and stuff, but I could grab stuff along the way. For guys, I would suggest bring some pajamas or something like sweats or something's comfortable to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. And a change of clothes in case you don't have an opportunity to go home. Like we're lucky enough, the hospital was 5 miles from our house. So I was able to go home, shower, dress, and come back. But if I was like where our new house is going to be, which is like an hour away, then I'd probably utilize the shower that was there and not go all the way home unless I had to.
Right.
So take those in consideration. And then stuff to do. I brought my computer, I brought my laptop, an extra monitor, and a bunch of work to do while I'm there. You're going to have absolutely no time to do anything. So just put it that way. If you're there for the 2 days that you're there, that we did, we checked in the morning, you had him at night, and then we were there for another day and a half. There's too much going on because while you're not going to be able to get work done while your wife's in labor because at every few minutes you need to grab stuff. There's constantly people coming in and out of the room. There's a lot of stuff going on. Once the baby's born, you're just so overwhelmed of having a baby there that you don't want to do anything. You just want to spend time with the baby. Yeah,
and you've got doctors coming in and checking on him and kind of teaching you some of the basics of how to take care of a baby.
And chances are you didn't get any sleep the entire day, so you're literally taking advantage of a little bit of sleep you can get because while the baby sleeps, you're going to sleep. And then you're going to be up when he's up. And luckily, there's a nurse that usually comes in that helps. But at the same time, it's like you're not going to get solid rest at all. And you're going to be eating. And then once the visiting hours start, then you're going to have a constant roll of people coming to visit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to be able to get anything done there. So I would advise, if you can avoid it at all costs, don't bring it. If you have the intentions to do work while you're there, you're not going to be able to get it done. It's going to be very difficult unless you're the type of person that's just like, I'm going to go into the waiting room and let me know when my wife has the baby. And that's it. And if that's the case, then you'll be able to get stuff done. But if you're going to be there and while everything's going on, you're going to have absolutely no time. So take that in mind. You brought work. If you're having a baby, you're going to have absolutely no time for work.
And you're going to have no desire.
No desire. You're going to be in either so much pain, you're going to be so exhausted, or you're going to be just so overwhelmed that you just had a child and now you just want to spend every second with the child.
Yeah.
So if you're the woman having the baby, you're definitely not going to do any work. Guy, there's a small window you may be able to get some work done. But just enjoy the time there. Enjoy the time off. Enjoy the rest that you're going to be getting because you're not going to get any after you bring the baby home at all. And we're still trying to figure out a pattern here that me and her are working on this thing very strategically.
We're taking turns.
Yes, it's exhausting, but it's nice. It's not like it's what's the word?
It's not killing us.
Yeah, it's not like it's tedious. We enjoy helping our young son to do the stuff that he is incapable of doing at a young age.
It's just trying to figure out. It's just trying to figure out the schedule and
we get it down pretty good. So days I work double, Suze does some of the late night work, and then days that I don't have to work or I'm not working until later on, I'll do the late night stuff, and then we'll just take naps during the day. So I would suggest take a nap whenever you have an opportunity to.
Yeah.
You can hear him in the microphone. Take a nap whenever you have a chance to. If the baby sleeps and you're home with the baby, take a nap. Like even if you get an hour. Or like tonight, we're going to put the baby to bed. We're going to go right to bed, and we're just going to try to get as much sleep as possible. That's all I can suggest because until he or she is on a regular schedule, it's going to be tough that we're starting to figure it out. So, but it's not bad. It's so it's definitely a learning experience. We're definitely preparing ourselves for the second child now that we have an idea of what to expect. Although I hear that many infants are completely different. So he was a night owl when he was in your stomach because he was
Yeah.
up all night dancing around and doing crazy stuff.
He would wake me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I could feel him kicking.
And these days, it's not much different. He's up. He likes to be up at night. He likes hearing voices. He likes people. When there's people here, he'll struggle to stay awake just so he could be. He has like FOMO. He's afraid he's going to be missing out.
Yeah.
And not that he's getting a lack of attention. He's getting way more attention.
Getting plenty of attention.
He's the first grandbaby on both sides of the family, so he is literally very, very excited about everything, and everyone's excited to see him. So, and the dogs are doing pretty good. We were scared. We weren't scared. We didn't know how the dogs would react. Nola, as you know, got kicked out of obedience school twice. They gave her one shot, and they thought maybe she was just having a bad day. And she went back, and they actually gave us our money back for Tommy. Come on. We gave us the money back for Nola's class because they said she was untrainable. Although Nola she's very worried. No, what's the word? She's very nervous. She's a nervous dog, I guess you could say. Or she has a lot of anxiety. She's high anxiety. Both our dogs are shelter dogs, so we didn't know where they came from. All we know is that they were just abandoned or dropped off, and we know very little about them. But we do not know that Nola is very anxious. She's been anxious since she was a small pup. But she is a loyal, protective, and sweetheart with the baby and treats the baby as if it was her own pup. Like literally, when the baby's crying, she's wondering what's wrong, wants to try to help them. Any strangers come near the baby, she's full alert, gets in their way, makes sure they don't. And even Tom.
When you come into our apartment, it's like going through airport security.
Yes, unless even if she does know you, she's gonna give you a sniff out first to make sure everything's cool, and then she'll let you go see the baby.
Did you just hear yourself?
There he is. Oh, it's first radio show. You gotta start him young.
Say hi.
Say hi, world.
Hi.
Wish I was on the radio at 5 weeks old. I had to wait till I was in college. But so that's the gist. So I mean, that's pretty much the idea. Those who have babies already know that information. Those who don't have babies, as you're but like right now, it's 8:45. We're gonna end the show in a few minutes and
go to bed.
We're gonna go to bed, and we're gonna get up and do it all again tomorrow. So
I can't stop yawning.
Yeah. So this is late.
Apologize for yawning on this show.
This is late for us lately. So. We used to be night owls when we first met. The first month we were together. It's 2 months, I should say. I was in New Orleans visiting her, and I think we had 3 all-nighters in a row.
Yeah.
So we used to know how to hang. The reality of us not able to hang anymore was when we went on a honeymoon to Disney World last year, about a little more than a year ago. Last December. We were just exhausted from the parks, and those who've been to Disney World know it's very taunting. And we wanted to squeeze every park in each day and do 100% of all the stuff we could do. And we got the schedule down pretty well. We got to see pretty much everything we wanted to see that we could fit in, other than some of the rides, which like the Avatar ride. And those runs were a little bit crazy right now, and Toy Story Land was crazy, so we kind of just put that in the back burner until next time we go. But we started like rope drop. We're up 6 o'clock in the morning. We're at the park right at 7:30. We got in right when they dropped rope, and then we were there until pretty much they closed. And we made all the dinner reservations for 9 o'clock at night, thinking that, well, okay, we're going to be at the park all day. We want to make sure we get everything in before dinner, which we found out after the first night was a huge mistake because we were so exhausted from the park.
We were like falling asleep at dinner.
It was a beautiful in Paris. At Epcot, and we couldn't enjoy it.
I think my eyes actually closed.
Yeah. And we had
there.
We had like a 2-hour gap after we went on our last ride before we had to eat, and we were staying off site, so it was a little bit of a ways to get to our hotel. And by the time we got there, we had to turn around and come back. So we weren't able to have that luxury of just going to our room. So like it would have been nice if we were staying like at the boardwalk. We could just go back and take a nap, you know. But we weren't. It was a little bit to get back and forth. So we were literally just staying at the park. I think the last day it was Christmas Eve. We went to Hollywood Studios. We did everything. We were done by 4. And instead of just hanging out in the park, we decided to go back to the hotel. And we took like a nap for a couple hours. And it kind of refreshed us for dinner at the yacht club. But then I had a little bit of burst of energy afterwards. I'm like, the entire time we were talking about going down the Disney Spring every night. after we were done with dinner. And the first 3 nights, we were just so beat and tired, we just didn't do it. So, and then the last night, I wanted to do it, but then you were tired, and then I was actually getting tired thinking about it.
I was exhausted.
So I probably would have had 1 drink and probably been ready to go anyway. So it wasn't really that big of a deal. So I would, in the same breath, say if you are doing this, don't try to do all the parks in one day. Like each park in one day. Spread it out a little bit. Maybe we probably could have done Magic Kingdom in 2 days. That way we would have had time to get back for a rest and dinner.
Yeah.
Which we're probably going to do with him when we finally take him. We're going to probably split the parks. Like, what is it? Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, you could probably each do in a day. You really don't need 2 days. Magic Kingdom, there's so much going on. If you want to see everything, you kind of got to do that in 2 days to actually have time to rest afterwards.
Yeah.
And even Epcot, I mean, Epcot you could probably do in a day too. But if you plan on exploring all the countries and kind of doing it like 100%, you could probably do it in 2 days too. Epcot's a great place to go after the parks. Like, I would suggest go to the parks during the day, go back, take a rest, come back to Epcot like around 6:30, and then maybe that's a good time to check out the pavilions and do maybe a few each day, and then maybe grab dinner in one of the pavilions. So maybe you do 3 pavilions a day after dinner, maybe get a drink, check it out, and then have dinner.
Yeah.
For rides in Epcot, there's only a handful. And a lot of them you need the fast passes anyway, so that's your day you plan ahead of time anyway. So you're not really going to be able to go to Epcot and be like, oh, I'm going to go jump on Test Track, because you're going to have to wait like 2 hours unless you go to standby, but it's very seldom you'll be able to get that. So those rides you got to kind of plan. And if the new Tron ride is coming in Magic Kingdom and then Guardians of the Galaxy coming in Epcot, like they're going to be some serious lines for those rides too. So, but we'll do that another blog. We'll do tips that we know. Will be another episode. We'll do Disney tips.
Yeah. Of
things that we've learned that we could share with people if they like to hear. And we can do that. And we're doing it live so anyone can interact with us and tell us what they think. So how's that sound? We'll plan that for a future episode coming up. Maybe we'll do that after one of our trips, and we'll space it all over. We'll see how it is. But other than that, I think we had a nice solid episode here. And if you like it, leave comments. If you don't like it, we'll stop doing it and we'll just do our regular vlogs for you. And we need to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. So we are in January 6th. So we have 359 days left to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal. So we got 20 today, which is good. But I was doing a lot of promoting for of our page. So, but it won't be like that every day. So help us with that. Like us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And Twitter.
And Twitter.
They're all linked. So whatever you see on one, you're going to see on the other 3. So we prefer if you like us on Facebook, because we interact more on Facebook than we do on Twitter and Instagram. So Instagram, we do a bit. But everything we post on Instagram goes to our Facebook and Twitter. So it doesn't matter which one you like. You can like all of them, but they're all going to go. But you definitely check out our YouTube page. That's the important. And we also have TWExplorers.com, which is our website that we're going to be doing more with, I think. I kind of got a little lazy on it. But it does link you to our YouTube pages and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for everyone who's watching. We got a bunch of people that watched us live and tuned in. We appreciate all that. And hopefully you guys
thanks.
Will continue doing that in the future. And we'd like to introduce little Henry, his first live appearance on the internet. He's like, no pictures, please.
He's currently saying no pictures.
He's currently taking autographs for a very expensive sum. So, but you'll be seeing a lot more of him. We just changed our logo, if you noticed. He's in it, and actually Mr. Teddy Bear's in it too in the background. And we'll somehow incorporate the little pups in there too. We're gonna try to get them in that picture too. So that is it. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Nope. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.